Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives? Hello and welcome to another episode of So Are the Days of Our Lives. I'm your host, Olivia Willis, and today I am here with longtime friend, first-time podcast guest, hopefully the first of many, my friend Jared Ziegler. Jared, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. It is a delight to be joining.
I'm so glad to finally have you on. I mean, peek behind the curtain, I guess one of my intro questions is always like, do you have any sort of relationship to soap operas or Days of Our Lives specifically? And I knew it was time to get you on the pod because last time I got to see you in person, you grabbed me and you were like, I need to talk to you about Days of Our Lives. So
it's time.
Yeah, care to enlighten us on your relationship with Days of Our Lives?
Yes, there is a very formative summer as like a late preteen, early teenager.
Perfect
I was
age.
at the point where like great, allowed to be home by myself. It was the 90s, early 2000s. So like parents' relationships with children was a different thing at the time. And there was a summer where I believe I watched Days almost every single day. Like I
Yes.
very much felt like I was having my early retirement life at the age of 12. And so could I tell you anything that happened? No.
Of course not. It's a wash of colors.
It is a wash. It has been lost to the sands of time a little bit. 20 years later, 20 plus years later, it was so fun to dive back in, and both felt like, oh, I know nothing that is happening, and also like I haven't missed a beat.
I just love the idea that it's like one time-stamped summer. It's
Yes.
not like, and then I watched Days of Our Lives all the time for the rest of my life. You're just like,
No.
it was a fleeting romance you had with Days of Our Lives.
Yes.
And now just, yeah, I totally believe you that you're like, nothing has changed. I don't know who any of these people are or what's going on, but nothing's changed.
Perhaps that is a bit untrue in that like there is one change, and I think it is really clear in like cosmetic procedures. The advancements in de-aging oneself, things have changed over
Their
the
faces
past
have
bit of time.
changed.
Well, I don't know if their faces have changed, but the way that they have kept their faces the same
Wow.
has shifted.
Is different in culture. Oh my God, I'm
Yes.
obsessed. That's so
Yes.
funny. So Days of Our Lives is very much my like comfort TV. I can turn my brain off and turn the TV on. Do you have comfort TV that you like turn to in a moment of rest and relaxation?
Okay, as a person of dualities, there is a couple things that come to mind. One, I love a good like political
Ooh.
something. So like The West Wing and Scandal occupy a bit of the same spot of my brain.
Uh-huh.
But I also am a late in life Bravoverse lover, or later in life Bravoverse lover, I guess. So
Yes.
the pandemic opened my eyes to the wonders of the Real Housewives.
Yes.
And so I am well caught up.
Good. On every franchise?
Not quite every
Okay.
franchise.
Okay.
I truly refuse to dig into, well, that's not true. I have started getting into Orange County a little bit as I am running out of other content.
Sure.
But wow, can I just say nothing holds a candle to my Salt Lake City ladies. But I do think that the new gals from Rhode Island are perhaps having a strong freshman season. Strong right out the gate.
I love that. One of the like core foundations of this podcast was that I was like, there are countless like Bravo recap episode podcasts. There's so much like culture around Bravo shows, and I'm like, Bravo is just doing soap operas, but
Yes.
in reality TV form, which obviously
Yes.
didn't exist when soap operas were huge. But like literally just this week, I saw a clip from Watch What Happens Live where Andy was talking about how he's obsessed with soap operas. He's a huge soap opera fan. He loves them. And I'm like, I can tell because you're basically making them.
Yeah, like please perform the
Yes.
beats for us.
Yes.
And we need like one good what?
Yeah, the reactions, the high stakes, the outfits, the cat fights. It's all there. I'm obsessed.
I do love and I think this is where the like golden era of the New York housewives really excelled in the like let's be able to talk shit and be furious with each other,
Yeah.
and then the next scene be laughing.
Yes, yes, yes,
That like I do appreciate a good little altercation on camera, but I
yes. On
also
camera.
need it to like know when we're done. Like, let's stop rehashing the same fight
And laugh about it.
and laugh about it. Like, recognize that we can
Yes,
have multiple plot points in one season.
yes.
Unfortunately, the Beverly Hills ladies have not recognized this, I don't think. And the
Dang.
ability to be like stuck on
They
one,
do circle back
it is
always.
just,
I'm like the dots I'm connecting right now to Days of Our Lives where it's like
yes,
things are extremely high stakes and extremely unserious at the same time. And I
yes.
find that as a citizen of the world extremely comforting because
Mhm.
I'm tired of things being just high stakes. I want
Yes.
the balance of things also being extremely unserious.
Please give me those like interstitial scenes
Yes.
of, oh no, we're going for a swim, but this person like doesn't know how to blow up an inner tube or something. And I need 5 minutes of them figuring out, wait,
Of
how do
that.
I do it? How do
Yeah.
I do it?
Yeah. How do I do it? Oh
Ugh.
my God. I know. I need to get into Rhode Island, I think, just for the dialect. I'm from the
Oh,
clips I've seen, I'm obsessed.
the crackers, the emotional support crackers. There's some fantastic work going on.
In Rhode Island, who
Fantastic
knew?
work in Rhode Island.
Who would have known? Oh, I love it. Okay, so today I had you watch what is going to be my last episode. I'm recapping from season 60 of Days of Our Lives. We're talking episode 241, that iconic episode of season 60.
Yes.
Let's dive into the recap. As I said, we are talking about season 60, episode 241, which aired Monday, July 28th, 2025. We begin at the DiMera mansion with its tree-lined gated drive, weird, like intro establishing shot. Gabby Hernandez is here to visit Tony DiMera. So Gabby is like young. She looks like she's 24 to me, but she's like supposed to be late 30s, like woman of business.
Yeah, she's a businesswoman.
She's a business owner and she is here visiting Tony DiMera, who is definitely the tannest of the DiMera brothers. I dare say leatheriest of
Yeah.
the DiMera brothers, with the whitest teeth and the mustardiest blazer I've ever seen on a man.
Okay, that was one of the notes that I took of like, I love that blazer. Like,
It's a pop of color.
it is a pop of color. You don't, that is like, ooh, maybe you get 5 wears every year.
Yeah. You
But
can't
like,
just bust that out weekly.
but they're impactful. Those are impactful days that you
Absolutely.
choose to wear the mustard blazer.
And we're lucky that he chose today to be one of them.
Olivia, this is going to be a reference that I think will land with you.
Okay.
But there was a moment where I was like, oh, had somebody else worn a phenomenal like ruby or burgundy blazer, they could have been the ketchup and mustard to the Frankfurter sandwiches, Olio from the Showboat.
Yes.
Like that's how rich of a mustard it was.
Yes.
That like I was ready for Frankfurter sandwiches to be
You
sung.
said I need there's a song that must accompany this
There's a
condiment
song.
of a garment.
That color can only mean one thing.
It's
Frankfurter
time
sandwiches.
for the showboat. Yes. Yes. Oh my God. Okay. So Gabby's here to talk to Tony. He's pouring her a drink and she's like, isn't it a little early? And his brilliant response is, as my wife says, it's 4 o'clock somewhere. We're doing we're vamping on the common it's 5 o'clock somewhere phrase. I love that he's like, my wife loves a happy hour. And I'm like, did they just learn about happy hour on Days of Our Lives?
It also feels like this is not a man that I imagine has like timekeeping in terms of his liquor consumption. Like,
For sure.
feels like there's a cocktail on the bedside table
Everywhere.
when he wakes up in the morning. And so the like, oh, but it's 4 o'clock now. Perhaps it is for Gabby. Perhaps that performance is for Gabby. But
I
like,
think so.
which one? Tony? That's his name?
Tony. Yes.
Okay, yes. That we don't need to pretend. You've had like 3 cocktails
Yeah.
all day, every day, I think.
Let's be for real. No apologies. Everyone just
No.
we're releasing ourselves from shame in this
Yes.
year and we are owning what we want moving
Yes.
forward. So Tony and Gabby are in cahoots about some corporate hijinks. Like Tony's family runs DiMera Enterprises, and DiMera Enterprises was recently acquired by Titan Industries, which is the warring corporate Kyriakis family thing.
One of my questions, is Titan also from a name?
No, Titan for some so it's like the DiMera family does DiMera Enterprises, but for some
Okay.
reason Titan is the Kyriakis family.
Okay. As
Yes.
there was a great moment of confusion last night where I was like, I don't know, DiMera might be both a person and an entity.
It is.
And I don't know if the same is true for Titan, but there was surely a moment of like, well, they'll just introduce whoever Titan is later. Like, surely I have
Mr.
not met him
Titan.
yet. Or Mrs. Perhaps we will admit, like,
I'm so
phenomenal
sorry. Thank you.
businesswoman, Mrs. Titan.
Thank you so much for calling me in there.
You're
Yeah, no,
welcome.
I really wish they had done a consistent, like, family corporate dynasty thing, but that
Yes,
would be too easy.
that's too easy.
Yes. So basically, Tony has come back to town to be like, I'm going to reclaim DiMera Enterprises from Titan, and Gabby's going to help me. And what, because they're like, she like used to be married to one of the DiMera brothers.
Mhm.
But so he's like, I'm going to convince her to do all the dirty work for me, and then I'll make her CEO of DiMera when we get it back. That's all you need to know about the corporate hijinks here.
Great.
Actually, that's not true. I'm going to get into a lot more details later. So Tony thinks that Gabby has come with like news about their plan. And I love that she's like, no, it's way too early for me to have a plan. I have no plan. And I'm like, then why did you come here? Like,
Yes.
no disrespect. Why arrive? And Tony's like, no worries. I have a plan. If infighting could tear apart the DiMeras, maybe it'll do the same for the Kyriakises. And Gabby narrows her eyes and they clink glasses in
Mhm.
approval. Classic.
Mhm.
I love that. Then we cut to Steve Johnson's office, man in an eye patch, who is a private investigator.
Yes. Um,
Steve
Sweetness uses sweetness.
calls his wife sweetness
Okay, so
consistently.
really took me a moment where I was like, is this wife or is this sister? Um,
Oh, yeah.
and like I lingered on that question for a moment of like,
Siblings or dating is a hot button issue in Salem for
yeah,
sure.
really took me a several times of him calling her sweetness to realize, oh no, that's wife sweetness,
That
not
has
sister sweetness.
that has sexy undertones to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Understood. That's hilarious.
Um, one of my questions,
Yes.
is it safe to assume that an eye was lost at one point?
Yes. There
Okay.
was a physical altercation and
Oh,
the eye was either lost or damaged beyond recognition.
yeah. So Steve now has an eye patch.
So Steve has had an eye patch for decades. I mean, I think
Okay.
Steve has maybe had an eye patch the entire time he's been on the show.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Steve stays in the eye patch.
Okay.
Steve and Kayla are eating lunch. An iconic opening to this scene as they eat their lunches. He goes, "Man, the whole world could be crumbling down around us, but you can always count on your mama's chowder." Ugh. Just it makes my stomach turn.
Yeah.
So Kayla's parents, I guess, opened the famous Brady pub in town. And the
Kayla is the
pub,
wife.
Kayla is Sweetness.
Okay, Kayla
Yes.
is Sweetness is the like very Midwestern looking Amy Poehler.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes. If Amy Poehler never left Illinois.
Yes.
So the pub is always selling this historic chowder and they are eating it for lunch to try to soothe what ails them. Steve finally realizes Kayla is extremely sadly poking at her chowder. He asks her what's wrong. She's just overwhelmed with grief at the sight of this pendulum ball thingy on the desk, which I did look it up. It is called a Newton's cradle. I get to 31 years of my life having never known that that's what that thing is called. It's sitting on the desk. Apparently, it was their friend John Black's, and he recently died. I don't know if you remember John from your previous escapades in Days of Our Lives, but he was a
No.
super long running character. And the actor sadly passed away. And so they like did this big heroic send off where John died at the end of like a mission where he saved a cure for sepsis from a meth lab that was about to explode.
Oh, well, yes.
Naturally.
Naturally.
So Steve is like, I couldn't let this Newton's cradle go while I was packing up John's things, even though, it was so annoying whenever he started clacking it. So naturally, like Steve starts clacking them. And he's like, the sound makes me feel like John's still around. And Kayla's like, oh, yeah, me too. And then it was so funny. She like immediately grabs him and stops them. Like just like the subtlest drag of like, I love that sound too. And we're
And
quieting
we're
it.
done.
And
we're
we're
done.
the moment is past.
I don't miss him that much.
I can't imagine he's here. Steve then shares he has some good news. Their friend Julie has her necklace back. There's been this whole drama with this necklace basically all season, where this woman, Julie, who we're about to meet, had this like family heirloom and it was stolen from her home. And it turns out it was her husband's long lost grandson came to town and he owed a bunch of money to some loan shark. So he stole the necklace and then he was trying to get the necklace back and all kinds of crazy stuff. But now Julie has the necklace back.
So the necklace is family heirloom?
Yes. The necklace looks...
It looks like they got it at TJ Maxx.
It looks like they got it at TJ Maxx.
And like,
it's not even like costume jewelry.
No.
It's like plain. And there's been this whole year-long through line with this necklace where they're like, it's the most beautiful diamond necklace. And I'm like, you couldn't have even gotten just like a gaudier necklace.
yes. That is she wore that to the office on a Thursday necklace.
Yeah, it's like a sparkly necklace.
Like, it doesn't need to be. I get that not every necklace is going to be the gem of the ocean.
But it
like,
could have been.
Something. Oh, no.
Get me closer to that.
I was so confused of like, why are they making such a big deal out of what I could go to JCPenney's and buy if I wanted to?
Frankly, it looks like it's from Kohl's.
Yes.
Like, if we're going to be specific about the
And, like,
purchasing.
use your Kohl's cash. We love that. We love that.
My house ran on Kohl's cash.
But it's not, no, there's nothing special about that necklace.
No, there absolutely isn't. But it literally, I kid you not, it has been a calendar year of like tracking the necklace, searching for pawn shops, and someone had it and then they sold it and da-da-da-da-da.
No.
Yeah, I can't live like this. I just love one last line in this scene with Steve and Kayla, where when Kayla asks how Julie got the necklace back, Steve is like, I guess it was the power of the Horton spirit. And I'm like, why is that the first? We're going with like this weird esoteric, like her family spirit got the necklace back. And it's like, no, someone stole it back for her. Like, that's just obviously what happened. I can't rely on the power of the Willis family spirit to like get shit I've lost.
No.
I wish I could.
No, but unfortunately you cannot.
But unfortunately, we cannot. Now we cut to the Horton Town Square. Gwen Rizchek is back in Salem. I love this bitch. Brown hair, kind of long bob, British.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
She's been gone for a long time, and I am thrilled to have her back.
She is stirring.
Her.
She is the straw that stirs the drink a little bit.
Absolutely.
She's stirring the pot.
She is.
Yeah. Love a little bit of accent work.
That's her. I'm not lying. That's her natural accent.
Great.
She is
Shake
that
up
British.
Salem. Yes. It is good for them to have a little, ooh, who are you?
Oh, you don't sound like you're from here vibes. Yeah. So Gwen is just dragging her suitcases out of the Salem Inn over those cobblestone streets when she runs into Julie and said necklace. And Julie flaunts this Kohl's necklace and goes, really, it looks better on me than you, don't you think? And she winks, and I'm just gagged. So basically, Gwen has been out of Salem because she married this wealthy con artist named Dimitri von Leuschner.
Yes.
And he was also secretly gay, but had to get married to a woman in order to fulfill his family's codicil that controlled his inheritance. So she married him even though he was having an affair with her gay best friend. And then she found out about the affair and was basically just like, well, now I'm your wife and I have all of your money. And so I'm going to like bleed you dry for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So he's like MIA. the like Dimitri, the husband, and she
Uh-huh.
is just like traversing the world as the wealthy Mrs. von Leuschner. So she came back to Salem with this necklace and was like, one of my jewel traders had this, and I recognized it as the Horton family heirloom necklace. And she hates the Horton family because she's the biological daughter of someone in the family and they like
Okay.
rejected her. And so she has a chip on her shoulder.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, she brought the necklace back to Salem to be like, I'm not going to give it to you, but I just want you to know it's safe with me. So that's when this guy who's not in this episode, but Doug Jr., stole the necklace from Gwen and gave it back to Julie before escaping town.
Oh,
I know. It's been a whole thing.
what a to-do.
What a
So,
to-do. Gwen has been pissed because she's like, someone stole my necklace, and surprise,
mhm.
surprise, now Julie has it.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, now this is all the cold open of the episode, by the way.
Yeah.
One last scene. We go to Marlena's condo. She's asleep on the couch in her blue blazer with a copy of 1001 Arabian Nights on the coffee table.
Yes.
There's a flashback to a younger Marlena coming into this dark room full of settees and drapes and fabrics and candles. And she's just like, what is this place? And then these women in gold bikinis come out. And I don't know if you clocked that one of them absolutely shoulder checked Marlena to like get past her. Like clearly there was
No.
an in the flashback. It is so funny. Like she just like body checks Marlena to hit her mark. And they're like holding up this sheet. And then Marlena's lying down and she breathily goes, what do you want? And then now back in the present, Marlena's stirring on the couch and she wakes up with a start perfectly on the drum beat, which I love when
Yes.
that is
Yes.
synced. And she stares down at the book and her hair is disheveled. What is going on with her?
Okay, so I do have to know the dream ballet footage that
Yes.
they do. Is that actual archival footage?
Yes.
Great. Okay, I was
Yes.
really hoping so.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Love that. I also could not help but go, oh yeah, hell yeah. If I'm casting the local version of this, Michelle O'Neill is
Yes.
the Marlena that like I just kept thinking about Shelley ripping it up.
She would eat down.
Yeah. The like, ooh, look at how like what a mess my hair is, but it's still
But it's
coiffed.
perfect.
And like, is it a hair unit? Like there's something, it's sitting on something.
There's layers to whatever she has going
Ooh,
on
but
for
it
sure.
is good.
It is, but I'm living for whatever it
Mm.
is. Yeah, so Marlena is unwell, and we go straight into orchestral swell like sands through the hourglass.
Yes.
So are the days of our lives. Okay, now back in the town square, Gwen accuses Julie of stealing the necklace from her, but Julie
Mhm.
points out Gwen can't be robbed of something that never belonged to her in the first place. And then Julie goes, a certain person decided to right an egregious wrong, much to my delight, which is a phrase I am challenging myself to put into my everyday vernacular.
Yes. Yeah,
Just
that is a
when a coworker decides to like do their job and like not make my job more difficult. Sorry, drag. I'll just be like, a certain person decided to right an egregious wrong, much to my delight.
much to my delight.
Then this is where we get into the weeds with some family history between the two of these ladies. So Gwen bought the necklace out of spite because she felt Julie's late Aunt Laura denied Gwen her birthright, being Jack's daughter. So Gwen wanted to deny her birthright of her grandmother's necklace. I'm just like, can we actually all cool it with the birthrights?
I was thinking like if there is perhaps this exists and I did not do my homework well enough, but the like give me the printout at the beginning of each episode of like what is the family trees
Oh my God, it would be sick and twisted.
and like so many layers.
So confusing. Because, yeah, it's like who's half sibling and who's who they thought was their parent, but is actually their
Mhm.
parent. And yeah, so like Gwen basically came to did she come to Salem as a child? No, it was like she was in England with her mother, but Jack, her biological father, like knew about her. But
Mhm.
Jack's mother, Laura, who is this aunt that Julie's talking about, like basically refused to acknowledge that this other child of Jack's existed. I can't actually. I can't.
Yeah.
It's above me. But yeah, I just love that we're like comparing like your family cut me off from my biological father, so I take your necklace.
Mm,
And that
mm.
has equal significance in our lives.
They are forging some new cycles of trauma.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
how wonderful that we can still forge new ones.
So yeah, Gwen tells Julie she can enjoy the gaudy necklace for now. I'm just like, it's not even gaudy. It's
It's
plain. It's
it's
regular.
boring. It's boring. Make it
Ugh,
gaudy, and I would be interested.
ugh, I can't deal with it.
Mm.
Now, back at the DiMera mansion, Gabby is intrigued by Tony's proposition of fighting fire with fire, but Tony corrects her. We fight fire with arson. And I'm like, not different.
Still fire.
Still, actually, still
Like
famously fire.
intentional crime, actually, at
For
that point.
sure. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I just love that. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
We got a little too eager with the thesaurus this week. Gabby is like, thinks this idea could work because Xander and Philip, who are half brothers who run Titan,
Mhm.
they were like working really well together, but now all of a sudden they hate each other. They can barely be in the same room together. So I wrote, Tony reminds the room. He just is doing out loud exposition
Yep.
where Philip was recently like brutally physically assaulted. And everyone was like, oh, naturally, his half brother who now hates him, Xander, must have done it
Naturally.
naturally. But when Philip woke up from his coma that came after the attack, he insisted it wasn't Xander, but like things still aren't good with them. So everyone's just like, Tony says he wants to find out what could have turned brother against brother.
Mhm.
And Gabby like shrugs it off. She's like, nobody knows. There's no way of knowing who could have.
Men.
I know. They just always do
Men.
that. Yeah. So she's like, nobody knows. And Tony goes, nuh-uh, somebody knows. And Gabby's got to find out who that somebody is. And I'm like, no, the tactic shouldn't be find out who knows. The tactic is find out the information.
Find out the information. We don't actually care who knows. We just want the
No,
information.
we don't need the somebody. We need the thing. Guys, work with me here.
Come on. Can't you give another monologue of exposition?
Please. This is also the moment where I clock that Tony is drinking like either straight vodka or straight gin.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
we just need to respect that.
yep. No ice. He's just got clear,
Warm, clear.
room temperature vodka. Ooh. Again,
Oh,
like this is a man who has been drinking all day,
he does
and
not fuck around.
that is fine. He is doing business. It is 4 o'clock somewhere.
Yes,
About time.
let's do it. Let's get into it.
One of the things, like, funny in that he mentions the time, in
Uh-huh.
that throughout this episode, I kept going, like, where, what is time in this world? And, like, how does
Jared.
time pass?
Yeah.
Because, wow, does it feel like Tony has gone nowhere,
Yeah.
but had many conversations?
Yes.
We got multiple venues. There are multiple locations happening. Are we in like 20 minutes? Is it 3 days? I
Right.
don't know.
It is that weird thing where like sometimes it is like an in real time episode of 24 where it's like actual time is passing. And sometimes it's like, so we jump between all these scenes, and sometimes it feels like we're picking up a couple minutes later when we come back to it, like it was in real time, but sometimes it doesn't. And also, literally, I just did an episode with Miriam Schwartz and her husband Adam where they were talking about like the lighting is so confusing because it's
Yes.
just like high noon all day, every day.
Yes. Yes. The fact that like Tony just has multiple people, like I don't love much about this man beyond the blazer, but
Yes.
I do love the fact that like he could just stand in his parlor or wherever, and like multiple people just show up to
People
have
come to
conversations
him.
with him. And he doesn't necessarily offer them a drink. It's just, well, I'm here.
Yeah,
So
this
talk
is
to
I
me.
just I park myself in the sitting room
Yes.
and whoever finds me finds me. Yeah,
Yes.
it is like a time vortex. The holidays are hilarious because sometimes they will like keep true to whatever time of year the episodes are airing in. So like on Thanksgiving Day, it is
Mhm.
Thanksgiving in Salem, but it's actually more like all of Thanksgiving week. It is Thanksgiving Day in Salem. And
Uh-huh.
then, like, the next day, it's Christmas Eve. And then for
Yes.
like the entire month of December, it's Christmas Eve. And it's
Yes.
just like, I can't live like this.
They've got hours worth of content to pack into Twas the Night Before Christmas.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's definitely like a time black hole.
Yes.
You're not alone in your confusion.
I can suspend some disbelief. That is fine.
Yes, yes, encouraged that. Okay, so back in the square, Julie warns Gwen not to mess with her family. And Gwen goes full Eliza Doolittle. She's like, oh, what? I won't get to hang a Christmas ornament on the Horton
Yes.
family tree while we stuff donuts down our gullets. I'm like, wow.
And so I did have to wonder, like, is this a Tim Hortons reference?
No,
I
actually, okay, this is where knowing some of the character lore helps. They just have like the weirdest specific things. Like the Hortons have like a family donut recipe, and like
oh,
the pub has its chowder. Like
yep.
everything is referential.
Small town living.
Small town living. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, so now this kindly old man comes out of nowhere. He turns very unkindly at the drop of a hat and basically tells Gwen to shut the hell up, that she's disturbing his bookstore, and he wants her to leave this wonderful lady alone. And Gwen tries to get one last dig. He shoos her off. Julie proclaims chivalry is not dead, and she thanks Foster for rescuing her. Now, the way he is being introduced and interacted with in this episode, you would think he is a long established character on Days of Our Lives. This is the first appearance of Foster.
But why do we care that he's selling his bookstore then?
We don't.
Julie talks all the time about how she spent so much time there.
Jared, we don't care. We've never seen this bookstore. Like there has been a facade, like in the community theater, like town square set of the Horton Town Square.
Yes.
There has been a flat of the bookstore for months, years, probably.
What?
But we've never been in it. We've never met Foster. We've never talked about the owner of the bookstore. The bookstore has not been a part of our society.
Well, I love that it is now of great import.
It is now actually the most critical piece of the ecosystem, the economic infrastructure of Salem.
Yes.
Yeah.
The entire time. Okay, so Julie is the older lady.
Yes.
Julie and Foster.
Yes.
The entire time that they were talking, I couldn't help but thinking, like, why does it feel like somebody cast two lovely older actors, but told them, okay, so your job actually is to go out there and play high school students playing older characters.
Yes.
Like,
They're both like the same breed of classical actor, which
yes.
you do not see on television
No.
anymore, except for on soap operas,
Oh, and thank
where it's
God.
just like they are doing elocution, they are speaking in fucking transatlantic dialects.
Yes.
It is classical, is the only way I can say it.
The amount of times that I found myself going like, okay, so Julie doesn't need another human to act with. Like,
Absolutely
she
not.
has her, like, the midsection of her face is her own scene
It
partner.
is her canvas.
And like the way that she is able to tell an entire story with
Yes.
just like a slight scrunch is like, oh, there's meaning there.
Absolutely.
I get the subtext.
Yes.
Okay, so I understood all of that. I was able to get how vital that
Yes.
this bookstore has been to her for
Literally, I wrote,
ever.
I was like, this entire plotline is a testament to how good she is at acting because,
Yes.
like, you feel like sometimes when it's like, oh, a beloved character is leaving, it's like the performance sort of writes itself because you just like let your own
Yeah.
emotion of like, this is my coworker of 20 years and they're leaving, or like my, like, even not to like dwell so much on the character John Black, like when the actor passed away, it's like all of those episodes about him dying, they were like laden with like this actor who was like really an important part of the cast is gone. And so it was like that much more emotional. And this, she is truly pulling out of thin air all of her emotional baggage with the bookstore.
The like people of a certain age, like heavy sexual tension, flirting. Like
Yes.
I thought that I was getting like decades of, well, I've always come to the bookstore when I just need to be a little hot and bothered.
No.
Well,
It's
kudos.
crazy. It's crazy.
Truly,
Kudos to them.
I understood decades of context.
I love that.
Wow.
We'll be back. We'll be back to the bookstore. We have to go back to Steve's office for one of my favorite scenes. Kayla's like working out the details of the necklace theft, of Doug Jr. stealing back the necklace from Gwen, returning it to Julie. The entire time Kayla's like talking through that exposition in the scene, Steve is just like desperately trying and failing to put the soup containers in a drink tray. I don't know if you clocked this in the background. So he's like squishing. It's clearly like a Starbucks drink tray. And he's like, the soup containers are bigger than the coffee cups should be. So he's like trying to squish them in. And then he kind of gives up and just lets them like flop. And then he like folds it up and he's just throwing it away. And I'm just like, I can't believe I watched him do this. And these are one of the moments where I'm like, this is on TV.
Yes.
Like this is on TV.
They're doing the business.
Yes.
That is
the reality of doing.
Yes.
Shout out Bruce Roach. Yeah. So Kayla's got to get back to work at the hospital. She's dreading going back to her office. It's so hot. She could throw a bucket of water on some hot rocks. To which I say, you always could do that. I think she forgot like part of the sentence that's like, and it would steam.
Yeah.
Yes. She's just like, I could throw water on rocks.
Yes. But like, is it going to hiss
what's
like
the
a
effect?
sauna?
Yeah.
Come on. Come on, Kayla. Shapers.
Potential title of ep. Come on, Kayla.
Oh.
So, because we're about to get another great come on, Kayla moment. But first, whatever, we're talking about throwing the water on hot rocks. Steve thinks he is so smooth. Hopefully you had figured out they were husband and wife by now.
Yes,
when Steve is like, any room you're in is hotter than a sauna. I'm like, ew.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys are hot for each other, but I would also like it to stop.
Come on now.
Come on now. Kayla complains that EJ, who now runs this hospital, he's keeping the hospital on minimum cool to save money. Plus, this officious woman, Rita, did a study and took away all the fruits and vegetables in the cafeteria. Now, in my come on, Kayla moment, I did look up officious is not a word.
Oh.
I think the word they were going for was efficacious, which definition is effective, producing the desired result. So I'm like, I think they were referring to her being like a busybody, but yeah, officious, not a word.
Come on, Kayla.
Come on, Kayla.
Oh,
So close. Now, Steve's worried about Kayla running herself ragged, but the person Kayla's really worried about is Marlena. She's been through so much, and now she fainted in court during her grandson's trial. So yeah, now very swoon heavy. So Marlena, while she's dealing with her crazy dreams, her husband John recently died, and her grandson is now on trial for attempted murder.
Whose attempted murder? Do we know?
His father. So not actually related to Marlena, because Marlena is the mother of Johnny's son. Nope. Marlena is the mother of Johnny's mother. Marlena is Johnny's maternal grandmother. And so Johnny is being accused of trying to kill his father.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yep.
The drama. So yeah, it's been very stressful on Marlena. She passed out in court today. which
Yes.
led to her being sent home to nap on the couch with her
Yeah,
copy
to
of A
have
Thousand
her
and One Arabian
thousand and one
Nights.
nights.
Dream.
Oh,
So meanwhile, and again, this is one of those moments where like, what is the passage of time? Like Marlena's like still sitting up on the couch. Like the last time we saw her, she was starting to sit up and she's like still completing that motion as we go
yeah.
back to her. And it's like, has time passed?
Yeah.
So Marlena sits up on the couch. She grabs the copy of A Thousand and One Arabian Nights. She finds a note under it from her daughter Belle. She reads it aloud. Belle had to head back to court. They all left the apartment so she could, emotional pause, rest in a quiet house. My dear children.
What is the logic of the setup of, okay, I'm going to cover this note completely with a book so that it is not, so that my mother finds it? Like, I don't understand. Like
Jared,
they
I hadn't even, this show has brainwashed me so much that I did not even clock that as weird. But you are so right. The book is on top of
completely
the note,
covers it.
which
Completely
kind
covers
of
it.
implies that like she was reading the book when the note was left. Like
Yes.
that is ridiculous. They are
Or the
literally
like,
just like, we need to see the cover of the book at the beginning of the episode.
yes.
That's so funny. That's so funny. They're like, okay, when mom wakes up, she's going to immediately grab her copy of A
Well,
Thousand and One Arabian
she'll
Nights.
pick it up. Yes.
Naturally.
Naturally.
And she will find the note then.
Naturally.
So I just love, she's like, oh, my kids want me to rest. The way she gets up and slings her purse over her shoulder and marches her ass out of that house.
Michelle O'Neill.
She, the way, like, she caught air with that purse as she was
Yes.
slinging it over her shoulder. It was
Yes.
incredible.
That would have been a weapon had somebody else been in the room.
Now, back at the DiMera mansion, Tony's glad Gabby's on board with this plan. And I'm like, the plan is still very loose. I guess they're just trying to dig up dirt on Philip and Xander and find out why they hate each other. Tony admits he's a bit surprised that Gabby agreed to help him since her relationship with his family is complicated, but Gabby just wants to be CEO of DiMera Enterprises again. And she does this weird sort of tangent where she's like, yeah, my daughter was recently missing and Xander was very supportive in that time, but business is business and he has what I want. And then she just storms out.
Is this the moment where all of a sudden, like, we have only seen her from the like torso up?
Yes.
And this is the moment I think where we see the full head to toe.
The full
and I went,
effect.
oh my God, that dress.
She's-
Holy shit. She
it's-
is costumed.
It's body con.
It is a body con. They have got a design going on. Yes, I now understand why she is looking to be a CEO
Yes.
for the second time.
She said, take two.
I miss it. Give me the power.
I need the
please.
power. Yeah,
No.
I love, this is another iconic scene of just like, I'm just leaving. And it's like, okay, bye.
Bye. Okay.
We're done with the pleasantries here, but Tony is left alone to do a little bit more solo glassware acting, which I love.
Yes.
I mean,
Oh.
he's so good at it. Why not just give him more and more
So
moments?
good.
Yeah, yeah. Now we're at the hospital. Kayla's at work. We see she is a doctor. She has her white coat over her pink shirt dress and she has her pink reading glasses. And who should come up with a chart but Marlena? And Kayla's like, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be resting. But Marlena says she can't sleep the entire day away, which I cannot relate, but whatever, go off, queen. Marlena says she's in to consult this Dr. Fuller, who again, we've never met Dr. Fuller, but she's here to consult with Dr. Fuller about a shared patient. And Kayla's baffled that there isn't some other psychiatrist who could consult with Dr. Fuller. And Marlena reveals she's the patient. Dun, dun, dun. Cliffhanger. Because, yeah, basically, and we'll get into it in a later scene, but Marlena has been dealing with these weird symptoms. And there's this Dr. Sarah who thinks she thought it was like they did this weird, like, I can't remember if they said Lyme's disease or some other, like, exhaustion disorder. And they had a moment where Marlena was like, and those diseases are notoriously underdiagnosed in women and understudied in women. And I was just like, go off, period. But like all the tests are coming back negative. And so we're just like trying to figure out, is Marlena just depressed or is she sick?
Mhm.
Or, as we'll find out later, is she being haunted in her dreams? It's all
It's
on the table.
it's a paranormal phenomenon.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yep, she's also tired.
Yeah, and also grieving. Yeah.
Yep.
Um, tough. Back at the bookstore, now we're inside the bookstore that we've never seen before. This is
Yes.
literally a brand new set.
I am fascinated to know that there is the facade of the bookstore
Yes.
because I have not done like a ton of commercial real estate in my life before. But what really tipped me off was like, I get that we have to convey, you have to tell people the bookstore's for sale, and they have to go, oh no, but how do we know that this meaningful bookstore? But the fact that there is like in the back corner, resting on a chair,
Inside.
store for sale inside. Inside. Why are you not advertising on the square?
You don't get to find out that the bookstore is for sale until you go in and look for the sign.
Serious buyers only. I get it. I get it, Salem.
No one window
But-
shopping here.
But perhaps you will find another potential buyer.
There's a better strategy there.
Oh.
Yeah, again, we're not commercial real estate agents, but you never know. Yeah, I love, again, we're just like continuing to like set up this rich history between Foster and Julie, where Foster's
Yes.
like, I've missed you these last few months. And she's, oh, I've missed you and this shop. And then she goes, I've missed our chats about historical fiction and maybe the latest bestsellers. It's very Beauty and the Beast coded, like the
Yes.
first scene.
It felt like this scene in particular, but the entire episode, I kept being like, okay, why is Julie doing the like Judy Garland, Liza Minnelli impression?
That's just her.
And that's just her. And I love that. I celebrate that.
Me too.
But wow, did it feel like she was trying to bring Mother back to life?
It's like watching a history lesson. Like
Yes.
it's the equivalent of Shakespeare 101 in acting
Yes.
school. Like this is our
What is-
roots.
What is the scansion? I need to
Yes.
know how the lines scan.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah. It's so good. There's an incredible moment where Julie's like, what's that for sale sign in the corner of the bookstore inside? And I just also love, again, not a commercial real estate agent, but this is not an extremely standard for sale sign. Like
No.
it's a big green sign that says shop for sale.
No contact information, no square footage, certainly not a price. No.
No. Must inquire for
Serious
further
inquiries only.
details.
Yeah. I really love, as we got to see more of the innards of the bookshop, I love how they sorted, it appeared that they sorted on color of the book jacket.
Important.
Love that.
Dewey Decimal System found dead in a ditch.
Hate her. We
No.
don't give a shit about genre.
No.
It is color of the book jacket.
Color and vibe.
The pink books are here, the yellow books are here, the blue books go here. And I just love
Important. And I-
historical fiction.
Maybe the latest bestsellers. But there's a moment where he's like, what a beautiful necklace. Would you like a book about gems? And I'm like, are you on drugs? Like, are all of you on ketamine? What is happening?
Oh, yes, that's actually the next storefront down that we haven't
Is the
seen yet.
ketamine shop.
It's the ketamine therapy.
Absolutely. Well, we'll get into Julie's concerns about how the neighborhood is going later.
Oh.
Oy, oy, oy. Don't get me started. So now we're back at the DiMera mansion. Tony has his second visitor of the day.
Yes.
Gwen storms in and she just sends her bags flying across the room. She has like 2 roller bags that she just releases across the hardwood. She then grabs the drink out of Tony's hand and downs it.
Yes.
Which iconic entrance again.
Iconic.
Should I only have that confidence?
Thank God. You know, I am sick of these bullshit shows that don't have a budget for props work. And
And this is proving them wrong that we need it.
we need it.
Yeah,
We need it. How can
absolutely.
you tell the story without giving me beverages?
Without giving me glassware, without giving me
Please.
multiple suitcases.
Oh, God.
I love here that so Gwen is like a universally hated character, or not character, but woman in Salem. Like people do not like Gwen. And because she's a villain, Tony makes a very offhand comment. He's like, ah, happy you're moving into the family home. And I'm like, this woman is so damaged that Gwen is like, you really mean that? That's the kindest thing anyone said to me since I got back. And I'm like, ay, 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 you need
Oy,
to love
oy.
yourself. Tony, wants to take advantage of the time they're going to spend together to catch up. He wants to know all about her time in Alemania, which is a fictional country popularized by Days of Our Lives. It's like
It's next to Genovia, right?
yes, it borders Genovia.
Yes.
In this like mythical island of Europe-ish countries. So yeah, there's like the Alamein family, like they're these like big bad villains in Days of Our Lives lore, and they, I guess, own this country, Alemania. I don't know. But so that's where the von Leuschners live, and so Gwen has been spending time there. But it's a loaded question that Tony asks because he really wants to know about her husband, Dimitri, and how strange it is that he hasn't tried to divorce Gwen. And Gwen's like, you know what? I went to Alemania to meet the von Leuschners. They couldn't dispute the fact that I'm entitled to Dimitri's money as his wife. And so it's really none of her business where Dimitri is. And I'm obsessed with, in this moment, she pours another drink and there's like, I mean, we haven't talked about it, but the underscoring is very present to harken back to our days on the showboat. Jared and I we did not share this time, but we both have the experience on the Minnesota Centennial showboat.
No,
You were never on the showboat? You're just
only,
a fan?
Only as a patron of the arts.
Jared.
But
my God.
There was a summer that I lived with, God, at least 3 or 4 actors and the stage manager. And so it felt like I lived.
It felt like you were there. Oh my God. But yeah,
Huffing
along. So there was this showboat in Minneapolis that is no longer afloat, that it was a summer theater show, and you would perform a classical melodrama with the underscoring, with the olio, like musical interludes. So the underscoring in Days of Our Lives is very that. Yes. And there's a moment in this scene where Gwen's pouring a drink and there's like a crazy rain stick sound effect as she pours the drink and as she drinks.
Yes. That like, I was waiting for, okay, great, the rain stick sound as it's pouring, fade down here, curtain goes up in the background, and we have like dancing rain sticks then.
Please, come on.
Or
guys,
like,
just think about it. Consider it.
Dancing highball glasses. Like, ooh, look at us go.
Yes.
Let's put the ice cube in the cocktail glass.
And it's just like clink, 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 clink.
Yeah.
Let's do. Oh my God, you know how Grey's Anatomy did the musical episode? Like, there needs to be a musical episode of Days of Our Lives.
Please. Please.
Guys, we're doing it. Peacock, are you listening?
Peacock.
Tony asks Gwen, this is the last line of the scene. Tony's asking Gwen if while she was in Alemania, she ever heard anything about his brother, Stefan. Like he stumbled. He clearly is about to say nephew because he said nephew when he was talking about Dimitri, but now he's talking about Stefan, who is his brother. But it was just a hilarious moment of like, almost misspoke.
No.
Not going to go back to get a clean take of it.
No.
Why would we?
No, we're out by 5.
Yes, we have to make our day. Now back in his office, Steve is just staring at the clacky balls when Gabby marches in. And again, just an iconic 2-line exchange that is the entirety of this scene. He goes, Gabby, what can I do for you? And she goes, what do you think? I want to hire you. May I have that confidence entering a room?
Yes.
Meanwhile, at the hospital, Kayla thinks Marlena's appointment is like grief counseling, but Marlena very ominously confesses that it's not about grief. It's about feeling a bit out of control. And this was the moment where I'm like, I have to do this episode on the podcast. Like, yes. I was like, what do you mean out of control?
What do you mean? I also love that they are just having this very like doctor patient.
Yes, ominous.
In the lobby. They're just in the lobby, just chatting.
At the nurse's station.
At the nurse's station.
Oh my God. It's so funny. So yeah, she's like, I've been feeling out of control. And then this is where Marlena discusses that, her doctor, Sarah, had suggested that the symptoms I was having have been psychogenic, another 10-point word.
Yeah.
And so Marlena's getting a second opinion to make sure it's not something physical. And then Marlena goes, not to sound too melodramatic, but just to make sure that this is not a problem with my soul. And Kayla is unfazed. Like, you would think that this would be a great moment to react, to be like, of your soul.
Yeah.
But Kayla's just like, like solemn nodding to end the scene.
Okay, let me make that note in the chart.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, you do need to consider if it's a problem of your soul.
Yeah, we'll put that in my chart for you to look at. God.
Now we go back to the bookstore. Foster's like, you noticed the sign. And I'm like, yeah, it's inside the store. Not in its common place. And then he explains, he's not selling because the business is bad. It's just he's been a widow for a few years now and his kids all live in California. This is what I mean by like we're doing transatlantic dialect.
Yes.
They're in California and he wants to be close to them. They both have like insane dialogue in this scene where Julie's, when he mentions being a widow, Julie's like, yes, we are members of the same sad club. And then when Foster's talking about, moving to be closer with his family, he goes, I realized there's nothing stopping me from being among them but this shop. And I'm like, from being among them. Incredible. We must be among our family.
We must be among our family.
It's
and
important.
Unfortunately, our two successful bookstores
is keeping us from California.
I cannot be among my family in California.
Because of my bookshop.
Oh, I must sell the novels. Oh, Foster.
Oh, Foster. Classic Foster.
Classic Foster in his debut episode.
Totally. The way, literally, I was like, maybe this is a character from like the 80s that I don't know.
Yeah.
I looked it up on IMDb and I found this actor, and it's truly like 4 episodes of Days of Our Lives beginning July of 2025. And I'm like, you bastards.
Wow.
Crazy. So then, Julie, she starts, again, a testament to her acting. She breaks down in tears.
Yes.
How is she going to live without Foster and this shop, which has been her comfort and her solace?
Yes.
Then Julie's freaking out about what's going to happen to the property. She goes, it could be turned into a chicken shop franchise or a pot shop. They're springing up like weeds. And then they're like, oh, silly me. And then Foster reminds Julie about a time she had an adventurous book club meeting where they broke into the Pot Donuts. And I'm like, I cannot deal with these two people. I can't imagine.
What do you think they were reading? What do you think the book club was reading the day
where
that
they
they
made
were like,
pot donuts?
okay, we're busting out the pot donuts, you guys.
Yeah, what? I mean, they could have been like getting freaky and doing like 50 Shades or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't. I mean, we clearly need a book club, a Days of Our Lives book club.
I want to know.
I also am just obsessed. Like, this is clearly how my mind works, where I'm like, I'm sorry. Julie's worried about the storefront either turning into a chicken shop franchise or a legal cannabis dispensary. That sounds racially charged to me.
That is some racism right there, Julie.
Julie, and you need to do some soul searching there about the 2 worst possible things you could imagine.
I would love either of those. And
I would love either of those. But yeah, so now Foster's enlisting Julie's help to find a bibliophile who can take over the bookstore so it can remain a bookstore and not be taken over by these chicken shops.
I also appreciate Foster looking for the right next owner, but how big of a town does he think Salem is to be like, oh, well, clearly there must be bibliophiles that are hiding that I don't know about.
That I don't know about who are in the market, like who are business owners. I don't know.
don't get
These
it.
people don't make sense to me. We go back to Steve's office. I wrote, Gabby at the top of the scene shifts to have her ass more in frame. Like she literally physically moves. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
all we're getting is more ass.
Yeah.
She's asking Steve to confirm that like everything they say is confidential. And
Mhm.
he agrees. And she tells him she wants him to investigate the heads of Titan DiMera. And he's just like,
Yes.
he's immediately like, no, I won't do it. Like he's not suffering fools. Gabby's shocked. And Steve's basically just like, did I stutter? Like, no, I'm not doing this. And I love Steve's just like, yeah, you're probably right that Xander and Philip have shady dealings in the company. And he's like, but I don't do personal cases. Like I have too many personal ties. I have relatives in the Kyriakis family. My daughter is dating one of the Kyriakis brothers, this guy, Alex. But Gabby insists, she doesn't want him investigating Alex. He can leave Alex
Mhm.
alone. And like the other family relationships don't matter. And Steve is like, why do you care so much about investigating Philip and Xander? And she just shakes her head indignantly. Back at the hospital, again, just continuing to have this like super personal conversation in an inappropriate place. Marlena and Kayla just walk together to the coffee machine in the lobby. And I'm like, excellent cross.
Excellent.
Kayla goes, tell me he's not back. And by he, she does mean the devil. Because Marlena has famously been possessed by Satan twice.
Oh, yeah. Well,
So she's like, tell me he's not back. Marlena's having issues with the soul. And Marlena clarifies she doesn't mean she thinks she's possessed again, but Marlena extremely calmly reminds Kayla that Stefano DiMera used to invade her dreams and refer to her as his queen of the night. Naturally.
Naturally.
And Marlena's like, I wasn't sleeping then, so I was vulnerable to evil. I'm like, guys, we have to be getting our 8 hours.
Please.
Sleep hygiene is so crucial. You could make yourself vulnerable to evil.
How could you be the queen of the night if you are not well rested?
Oh my God. You have to be careful.
It also, I cannot help but think of the aria, the magic flute.
Yes.
Like every time I kept waiting for her to break into the coloratura.
And they're like, no, sorry, we capped our culture at 1001 Arabian Nights this episode.
No, we cannot do Die Sauber Flute as well.
We can't do that. Yeah, no. We'd be out of control. Kayla's insisting, Marlena doesn't have to worry. Stefano is dead. John helped Marlena reclaim her soul. And Marlena tells Kayla about that she, recently had a Queen of the Night dream. And she also Marlena adds that Susan Banks, who is like the town psychic, came by earlier and said she could feel that Marlena was ill in body, mind, and soul.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun. Not a good sign.
Not
a good sign when the town psychic swings by and goes, ooh, you are ill in body, mind, and soul.
Can you imagine somebody dropping by, like your visiting doctor? Oh,
yes.
No, I'm not well enough. Like, let me, or do my telehealth, like zoom in for my nice healthcare appointment. And the nurse on the other end just says, no. I think we might have to come do lab work. You don't seem to be well in body, mind, or soul.
We'll have to do some follow-up testings, but you don't seem well in body, mind, or soul.
We need 2 vials of blood to
check soul. Soul is actually needs its own vial. Yeah.
Oh.
Back at the DiMera mansion, Gwen tells Tony she hadn't heard from Stefan, and she jokes that Tony must be worried he'll come back and want some of the DiMera pie. And then Tony gets very firm that Stefan has a right to the DiMera fortune, even if he is the progeny of that dreadful Vivian Alamain. Love, there's always a casual use of progeny on this show. Tony just has this bad feeling because, Stefan's supposed to be living it up in Alamania, but no one has heard from him and they couldn't find him in Alamania. And Gwen's surprised he cares because, they always all treated Stefan and Dimitri like outsiders. She thought he'd be thrilled that they're both MIA, and she knocks back her drink to put a period on this weird too short scene. Now, back at the bookstore, Julie tells Foster the reason she came by is because she's looking for a book on grief for her friend who lost her husband.
Mm.
And Foster's like, "Ugh, why wouldn't you just give her the books I gave you when your husband died?" And I love Julie goes, "We're completely different people, and our husbands died in completely different situations." And it's just like, oh, naturally,
Naturally.
the,
Naturally.
the literature simply couldn't overlap.
No.
So I just love Foster's like, describe your friend for me. And Julie's like, well, she's serious, thoughtful, absolutely selfless. She's a psychiatrist. And I'm like, ding, ding, ding. We're talking about Marlena.
Hmm.
Foster immediately suggests a memoir. He goes, Isabel Alon's The Sum of Our Days, or maybe Joan Didion's The Year
What
of
about
Magical
Joan
Thinking.
Didion?
Just Joan
You like
Didion.
Joan Didion?
I wish
Oh,
maybe now that the bookstore has been introduced, they're gonna like talk about books more often on the show, and I
please.
can do a Days of Our Lives book club. First book,
Oh.
Year of Magical Thinking.
Oh, please. Like, I want to hear Julie talk about Infinite Jest.
Please.
Please.
We're gonna cut back to the hospital. Meanwhile, Kayla's still trying to assure Marlena that her dreams aren't real. Stefano is dead. And then Marlena spookily replies, yeah, hopefully. I'm just like, girl, what?
Yeah, what is that little seed that's being planted?
And then she's like, just kidding, just kidding. I know he's gone.
No.
Haha.
No, I'm well in mind, body, and soul.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see.
So Kayla asks her to describe this dream. Marlena explains that she's been reading her granddaughter Rachel 1001 Arabian Nights before bed. Normal. And she goes, and it was kind of that same seam. Like, and that stopped me in my tracks. I'm like, that same seam. I'm not familiar with that as a phrase, but I think she just means like the dream was like 1001 Arabian Nights. And Kayla was like, look, that proves, the book influenced your dream. Don't let Susan Banks get into your head. And Marlena's like, you're right. Susan's eccentric. And you and I, we're doctors. We deal with science. And she goes,
Yeah.
but there are things that are inexplicable. And I'm like, yeah, you did get possessed by the devil twice. So
Oh, we lost each other for a brief moment.
oh my God. Okay.
We're
I
back.
got the symbol that my connection was unstable.
That's okay. Well, you were talking about the devil.
I was, oh my God.
Your internet connection is not well in
no.
body, mind, or soul.
Oh no. No, I was just saying that, once you've been possessed by the devil twice, you do have to leave that door open for like the mystical, magical elements of the universe that might make you ill in body, mind, and soul. She's going to go to her appointment, but Kayla wants her to check in with her afterwards. And I said, wow, the power of female friendship. I'm obsessed with this.
Hmm. Also, the fact that there is that much time in the hospital to be like, oh, let's just have a quick little conflab before your appointment.
Before and after your appointment.
Like, what?
I can't.
What timeline? Kayla, do your job.
Come on, Kayla.
Come on, Kayla. Do
She's
your
the
fucking
chief
job.
of staff at this hospital that is overheated and no longer selling fruits and vegetables. What the hell?
What that is not very
Efficacious.
efficacious.
Back at Steve's office, Gabby's trying to convince Steve to take this case. She has to play hardball to get her company freed from Titan DiMera. And she goes, look, I know corporate machinations are hardly your thing. And Steve is like arms crossed, sitting back in his chair. He goes, you're right about that. Boardrooms give me hives, which was like maybe my line reading of the episode. And like he's trying to do some weird like Ron Swanson thing, I think, where she's then like, she's trying to appeal to like, things were bad enough with two corporate giants in town, and now together they'll be a menace to Salem. It would be a public service to split up this company merger.
Yes.
And just like that, Steve is like, you know what? I'm on the case.
Yeah.
Didn't need much convincing.
Yeah. Antitrust laws. He's in.
He said, oh, wait. I hate monopolies.
We gotta too big. We gotta split them up.
This my moral implications of having personal connections to a case are now out the window. Now, back with Gwen, Tony gets extremely breathy while he's talking about this like family dynamic with the DiMeras. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I couldn't tell if this was like him getting, I couldn't tell if it was A, him acting,
Hmm.
B, him like searching for the line, or
Hmm.
like C, I don't know. I don't know what C could be.
Some combo of both, I think.
Yeah,
Like, I think that is one of that actor's superpowers of like, I know it's there, but I'm gonna make it look like I don't know it.
totally.
I'm gonna show you the work. This
Totally.
is
Yes.
labor.
Yeah, yeah. So he's, he's just saying he's naturally anxious that Stefan and Dimitri, that no one's heard from them for so long with everything going on in the family. He likes to keep track of his brothers so he can know when one of them is plotting to stab him in the back. Because in the DiMera family, that's always a valid concern, literally and figuratively. One more foray into the power of literature from Foster back at the bookstore. Foster just like goes on a diatribe about how books can transport us to a different time and place, help us empathize with people we've never even met. And Julie adds, prove to us we're not alone. I'm just like, go off, books. We love books.
Yes. And also like aliens. We're
Prove
not
to us
alone.
that we are not alone in the universe. So, Foster's just grateful for the connection he and Julie have made over books. And she's again tearful, and it is a testament to her acting since this is a literal brand new character. And Julie tells Foster he'll be sorely missed, and she wraps him in a hug.
She does so. It is all happening like
Yes,
right in here.
100% on the backside of that hug. We're going to
Yes.
get to one at the end of this episode in just a second. There's an incredible double side hug acting moment. Oh, I can't wait. So now Marlena comes back from her appointment. This is the moment I'm realizing the cobalt blue blazer is actually like a trench length.
Yeah.
I'm living
Oh,
for it.
yeah.
I'm living for it. Kayla asks how it went. Marlena says she's like frustrated. She goes, well, now I have more questions about my dream. And I'm like, what happened in this session? Like, what just happened to her?
Yeah.
And Kayla's like, well, maybe have another session with Dr. whatever his fuck their name is. And Marlena's like, no, I don't want answers. And I'm like, wait,
Then
what
are
has
you doing?
happened to this woman?
I thought we needed answers.
We are further away from answers. We have more questions, but now we also don't want answers.
No.
Something dark happened in there.
We're just asking questions.
This is the final moment with Gabby and Steve where, I don't know what they're exchanging. Like maybe it's a contract, maybe it's a retainer. I don't know. She's got herself a detective and Gabby asks, she's like, well, how does this work? And Steve's like, well, I'll let you know if I find something. And she gets up and turns back and goes, you'll let me know when you find something. Just like, oh, you really thought you ate with that. You really thought you ate with that wordplay. It's so
God.
awkward.
Oh.
Impactful for sure.
Impactful.
Yes, an
Truly.
impactful exchange. Now, finally back with Gwen, Gwen's surprised that Tony is, really even cares about what's going on with the DiMera business. He'd removed himself from the company back when there was a company to run. She asks if he's trying to get back in, and he smirks and he says, that's really none of your business, is it, my dear? Like really punctuated that. And then he leaves and Gwen goes on a real face journey. And I'm like, okay, I think she's getting an idea, but she's just having like a string of expressions that I believe are meant to communicate that something's cooking up here.
So he leaves her in his home?
Yes. Well, now she's moving in.
Oh, right.
She's moving in, and I think he's just like, I'm gonna go have my upstairs drink.
Yeah.
She leaves her in his home.
I have had all of the people that are going to come see me for the downstairs portion of the day. They have attended. And
But
so
I like imagining that like the like sitting room or whatever that they're in, this like lounge.
Yeah.
It's like purgatory and like someone is stuck there. Like someone has to be there
Yes.
at all hours of the day to take visitors.
and now she's holding the warm vodka.
Exactly. And she's stuck until some poor sucker comes and frees her.
Yeah.
Now, back in Steve's office, he's on his laptop. He's getting to work. We see the incredible black patch logo on his desktop. This is his
Yes.
PI company. It's like clip art of a man in a trench coat with no arms and an eye patch.
Mm,
Obsessed.
mm.
Steve gets a call from Kayla, aka Sweetness, who tells him she just saw Marlena at the hospital and it made her want to heed his advice and take the rest of the day off. Love it when advice is heeded.
Hmm.
She wants them to spend the day together, but he can't. He just got this case. And she tells him she'll be waiting for him at home. And I'm just like, you guys are so horny. I mean, more power to you. But I mean, God willing, it is me at that age, but it's just surprising.
I also am like, what is I have some questions about Steve's work ethic, I
Go
think.
for it.
And the like, no, 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 I can't take that case. No, no, no. Oh my God, no. To then immediately like, yeah, I gotta do it. And we
I'm
gotta
on the
get started
case.
right now. We gotta go. We're gonna miss a lead if we don't get out there right now. I cannot
Yeah.
go cuddle my wife on an afternoon when she is off from the
When
hospital.
I've been worried about her and telling her to take more time off,
Yeah.
now I'm prioritizing work.
Mm,
Suspicious.
just like a man.
Just like Steve. Classic
Oh
Steve.
my God.
Yeah. So now finally Marlena's back home. She ominously picks up her copy of 1001 Arabian Nights, and there's a knock at the door. It's Julie. Marlena's so happy to see Julie has her necklace back, where everyone's celebrating the necklace. Then Marlena's like asking how it came to be back in her possession. And Julie goes, everything that transpired is a long story, and that's a story for another day. Verbatim. I'm just
Is
like,
it a flashback episode?
everything that
Oh,
transpired is a long story. And that long story, not for today.
we're not doing that. No, we're at the end of today's
Yes,
episode.
I can't. So Julie shares, she was passing the bookstore and thought some good writing might help Marlena find some peace of mind. So she got two memoirs, emphasis on the wars, about embracing life again after losing the center of your universe. Like, what a crazy poetic way to say that. Like,
Yeah.
embracing life again after losing the center of your universe. And then Julie gives a very emotional speech about Marlena's always been there for her, and she wants these books to help Marlena know she's not alone. Aliens.
And the devil.
And the devil, uh-oh. So Marlena says, she knows Julie understands what she's feeling all too well. And then Julie goes,
Mm.
yes, my darling friend. And she throws her arms around Marlena and says, all too well. And they both get a moment to open their eyes during the hug. Like they're
Yeah.
hugging and they have their eyes closed. And then it's on Marlena's coverage and she opens her eyes. And then it's on Julie's coverage and she opens her eyes. And they both deserve Emmys. And that's the end of the episode.
And I love that it ends with sisterhood. I love that
Yes.
lady friendships went
Yes. The
out at
power
the
of
end of
female
the day.
friendship.
I do have so Julie and Marlena, are
Yes.
they intended to be like contemporaries
Yes.
to each
They have
other?
both been here a long time. Yes.
Okay, fascinating.
Yes.
In
Yes.
that they are both there's zero shame said behind this. This is
Yes.
not me telling any woman of a certain age what she
No.
should or should not be doing to her body.
No.
Whatever she wants to do to feel the most comfortable in it.
Yes.
But I do have to wonder, like, they feel like case studies in, well, if you do these type of procedures, this is how you
Yes.
age. And if
Yes.
you do these type of procedures, this is how you age.
Yes, that is so true. Like they've both been on TV for like 40 to 50 years. I mean,
Wow.
The woman who plays
Wow.
Julie has been on Days of Our Lives since season 2. She has been on since like 1967, I think. She has been playing this character on Days of Our Lives. And like Marlena joined a little bit later, but
Oh
Marlena has
my
been on since
God.
the 70s.
Well, she had to be possessed.
She had to have time to
She
be
had to
possessed.
film that archival footage.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So they have both been on
Wow.
TV for so long. And I think you're so right that it is literally a case study of like, how do you cosmetically age on television?
Yes. And like, of course, every human body is unique, its own beautiful canvas.
Absolutely.
But the like ooh, what are we choosing to focus on? Like, where are
Yes.
we
What are
choosing?
we freezing? What are we
Yeah.
leaving? Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then to be like, oh, well, uh, like fascinating to see when like acting is or is not welcomed in terms of like the ability to move one's face and the parts there within.
Yes. So my origin story with Days of Our Lives is that I was working for my company that does audio description, and for a period of time we were describing Days of Our Lives, which
Yes.
you would think it's like a double-edged sword. It is very easy and also very difficult. It is
Yeah.
very easy in that audio description fits in the space between dialogue. Like we can't cover
Yes.
dialogue, and there is a lot of empty space on Days of Our Lives. We got a lot to work with. However, it requires that something be happening in that empty space. And a lot of times when people have had work done and cannot move their faces, and it's just a close up on their face not expressing
Yeah.
anything, you're limited in what you can describe. So truly someone who's able to like furrow their brow and like
Yeah.
look confused, I'm like, thank God.
Thank God. Yeah, there's only so much heavy lifting that the underscoring is able to do
Absolutely. And
when,
like neck movement.
yeah,
There's a
yeah.
lot of head tilting.
Oh,
Oh.
uh-huh.
Jared, this was an amazing episode. Thank you so much for
Oh,
coming along on the ride. I
thank
mean,
you so much
how
for
are you
having me.
feeling? Are you feeling well, body, mind, and soul?
I might need to go have a little see my doctor and probably chat with one of the nurses before and after the appointment.
Yes, and just make sure it's nothing psychogenic. You know, we want to make
Yes.
sure everything is
Um,
good with your soul.
yeah, I hope that my soul is officious.
I
I'm
hope
really trying to
everyone's
run
souls,
an
yes.
officious soul these days.
Absolutely. Folks, if you're listening, thank you so much. I hope you have just an officious week. And, you know, if you like the podcast, you can follow So Are the Days of Our Lives. Wherever you listen to podcasts, you can leave me a little rating, a little review if you like what I've got going on here. You can follow the podcast on Instagram at So Are the Days Podcast. You can follow me on TikTok at Days of Our Live. I talk about Days of Our Lives. I also just do other random stuff on TikTok, you know, as one does. We'll be back. I mean, like I said, this is our last foray into season 60. So we're going to dive into season 61 in the next episode. I have dear friend of the pod and friend of both of ours, Meredith Casey, on for my next episode to
Oh,
dive into season 61. Jared, thank you so much again. This was a pleasure. And everyone, thanks for listening. Those were the days of our lives.